Hello, everybody. My name is Paul, Dr. Paul Leslie, and I'll be your instructor for this course for the GDE PME 832 Connected Classroom. And this is the winter 2024 semester. Uh, so I'd like to start by saying how much I enjoy teaching this course. I've taught it quite a few times now, and in fact, it was one of the first courses I taught when I started with Queen's back in 2016. I've taught it many times since then, and I must say I really like how this course flows together and how the modules build on each other. So we'll talk about that in just a moment. Just before we dig into the syllabus, I just want to give you a quick background about myself. I did look at the course list and saw quite a few familiar names, so some of you know me already. If you haven't been in my class before, you haven't seen my bio. Let me just highlight that I'm actually from Nova Scotia, where I started my teaching career many years ago, back in the 1990s, as a history teacher, high school history teacher in Halifax. Since then, I've worked and taught all over the world, in high schools, K to 12, in bachelor's programs and in master's programs in Korea, Brunei, UAE, Australia, and several other countries, and of course, Canada. Right now, I'm living in Al Ain in the United Arab Emirates, and I'm teaching in a Bachelor of Education program. I'm also the teaching practice coordinator, so I spend a lot of time really right in the classroom, working with mentor school teachers, working with our mentor college teachers, and organizing and managing the classroom practicum experience for our students. This semester, for example, we'll have 180 students going out. So not the biggest program, but still a good number of students going out on teaching practicum. So that keeps me quite busy. Anyways, let's have a look at the syllabus. You'll see that there's, under this link, we do have the official Queen's syllabus. It has the dates and so forth. But I also have linked this one, which is basically just a Word version of the syllabus. I like to have a nice and concise one-page overview of the course, which I can print, put on my desk. I find that very easy. Then I can track where I'm going, what I'm doing, and where I am at any given point in the course. So let's just start with the syllabus here. We start off by looking at, first of all, I jumped the gun there. The first thing I want you to do is to introduce yourself to me. So I need an introductory email from you. And it's not graded, but I really want you to spend some time and write me a thoughtful email about your teaching context, a little bit about what you love about teaching, what you want to learn about teaching, what you teach, and all of that. I will use these emails to tone and hone my feedback to you. So when I see your assignments and when I read your discussion forum posts, I often find myself going back to these emails to remind myself about each of the students, remind myself who you are, what is your teaching context. So that allows me to understand your comments a little bit more, and also then allows me to give you much better feedback that's tailored a bit more to your particular context. You'll also do a similar post, to Making Connections post for your peers, where you'll share your ideas about the connected classroom. And we'll talk a bit then about what is a connected classroom. What is connecting the classroom? What do we connect to in terms of the syllabus, in terms of the people in the classroom, in terms of the community, in terms of the local community, the global community, stakeholders, and so forth? How do we connect our classroom to the broader world? In this module, you're going to talk about your connections, and you're going to draw a concept map about how you connect your classroom. And that concept map, I want you to really give it a good go, because you're going to then come back to it a few times to build on it and to reflect on it and to gauge future work, which we'll see in a moment. Then in module 2, you'll then look at that map. You'll look at all the feedback that you receive from your peers on your map, and you'll get we'll then look at some pedagogic approaches, and you'll do some reading around the various structures and pedagogic structures that we can use to build our connected classroom. And you'll sort of compare those with what you're already doing to see how you might refine your approaches a little bit more, how you might build on some of your existing work to refine your approaches to connecting your classroom. You'll then look at some case studies that again build on the concept of the connected classroom. So we're going to look and discuss. You'll be given a range of case studies to discuss, and you'll share those through a discussion forum, get some feedback, and really look at what your peers are finding and what they think about and see in the case studies that are presented. And then you'll pick another case study, and that will be your first assignment, to really analyze this case study and see how are they connecting their classroom. And of course, there's some guidelines. I won't go through the rubric or anything right now, but it's fairly well structured. Students do find it quite challenging, but I think it's a really interesting assignment, and I always love reading through these assignments. So then once you get your feedback, and I do try to give feedback to you as quick as possible so that you can move into module 4, we'll then start to look at some technology. So another aspect of connecting your classroom is actually looking at the tools that you'll use for connected learning. And of course, many of those tools will be internet-based. We talk about technology, but often when we say or use the term technology, what we actually mean is internet-based technology. So I just want to be clear on that point. So we'll talk about some technological tools. You'll be presented with a range. You'll look at ones you've perhaps already used and discuss and share some discussions around the tools that you're using or would like to use and how they fit into your classroom. And then you'll look at some technological frameworks. So we'll investigate those tools even further and look at some frameworks that can help you to really determine the best way to implement some of that technology into your classroom. And all of this will build up to the closing module, which I really, really love. I love this final assignment. So your final assignment will be to build a connected classroom program. So you'll take what you do now based in the context of your classroom, how you manage your classroom, and you'll think about how you can build on what you're doing. You'll look at some case studies to see, well, what do other people do? You'll look at some technology tools to see how those can support your classroom and can support what you want to achieve in your classroom. And then you'll take all of that new learning and create a connected classroom program. And again, I love this assignment. It's very exciting, and I'm always amazed at what students come up with. And the key to a successful classroom program will be one that you could give to someone else and they can run away with it and go and teach with it. So what do you need to actually implement this? I want to see a concrete, this is a professional master's program, so whatever you do in these courses need to be applicable to your classroom. So I really want to see you build something that you could actually, or you will actually use in your class. And of course, you'll have a written rationale to support and justify or rationalize what you've done. All right. There we go. Thank you very much. I really look forward to seeing those introductory emails and getting to know you a little bit. And see you next week. Good luck.